Welcome to Beyond the Guidelines, the podcast that takes you past the listings, the programs, and all the polished sales talk to reveal the real people shaping today's real estate world. Here we uncover the personal stories, struggles, and wins that define each guest, giving you a fresh, human perspective on the business. At Creative First Mortgage, we're on a mission to help you see the person behind the professional, because real estate isn't just about the deals, it's about connection.
Today's guest is someone we're excited to introduce to you. She has been in the business for over 20 years. She is one of our own loan officers. She's an expert in the field. And I would like to welcome everyone to Amanda Blalock. Amanda, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Well, thanks for being on the show. So I wanted to just run down some questions and kind of pick your brain on your knowledge and your expertise in the field. But before I do that, why don't you just tell a little bit about yourself to the audience?
Yeah. So, we talked about this earlier and I didn't love it that I had to say that I've been in the business for 23 years, but maybe it doesn't make me sound as old as I really am, but feel young still. So we're good. We're good to go there, especially in this crazy business. That is my favorite thing to do in the world, by the way. Tried to get out of it a few times, but it keeps sucking me back in. So been in the business since 2002, came straight out of Alabama and finance degree and got into mortgage business, got kind of thrown into it. Actually, it's a really funny story for another time, but have loved it since then. And just every day helping people and being around the numbers and the game and learning the programs is just absolutely what I thrive on.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think we have a very, very similar story. I've also been in the business over 20 years. I've also left the business and came back in the business because let's face it, like learning how to work in this environment is very stressful. It's high paced. It's really difficult. I'm glad that we're still in it and I'm glad we're helping people as well. So, all right, let's break some myths, Amanda. So what's the biggest misconception that you hear from buyers before they start the mortgage process?
Yeah, I think every day it's a battle with people internally how hard is this process? Am I not going to be able to do it? Am I not qualified? I don't, the scared factor is the biggest factor. So I think, especially with our platform, we're here to help. We're here to build you out. So if you can't afford it today, maybe you can in 3 months, 6 months, or a year, you've got to start somewhere. So the not starting in being scared or, being relentless to it, that's not pineapple, being afraid to start is the biggest misconception. We have to start somewhere. Just like with anything, mortgage is no different.
Yeah. And it's not like they have to pay money to, figure out where they are, right?
No, absolutely. We'll do a consult for them. If they want to get into some kind of credit repair or credit recovery, we have resources that can help them and that doesn't cost a lot of money. The money factor is nominal compared to what you're paying in rent or what you're paying in stress or whatever it may be to own that first home.
Yeah, I agree. So you mentioned money. So I know there's another misconception that a lot of buyers have about down payment, right? So, how much do they need? So how much do people really need for a down payment?
Zero. That's the basic answer is zero. But a lot of people think, 20% down. That's kind of old school. That's going to be more like our parents were 20% down and stuff like that. But 10%, 5%, 3%, 0%, we have programs that can help anybody. And, we need to get you in the home and get you in the best possible position to have that asset. That's the best, biggest appreciating asset you'll ever have in your life. And we'll help you do that. And we can show you how you can get in there at 0% or 5% or whatever you have set aside. And again, make a plan to get there is the number one step.
Yeah, I agree with that. So someone says, okay, Amanda, I want to get with you. I want to talk through this with you. I'm planning to buy in the next, let's say 6 to 9 months, let's say. What should they start doing today to make sure that they can get the best program and the best rate?
Again, just start by calling us and let's look at that credit initially, because a lot of people, the scared factor of that credit is going to keep you from that 3 month, 6 month plan. So call, let's get started. Let's talk about it. We, as you know, a lot of people don't know this actually. Let's talk about it. We don't get paid unless we close a loan. So we're here to build that pipeline with you and build your future and try to get you to that point. Goal is what we do every day. And also another thing that I really focus on is that just because you're calling us and, don't be scared of your situation, because everybody has, you have, I have, everybody that we know in the business has had situations that are very similar to everybody out there, and that we're here to help. And our experience is our best asset right now. So let us tell you what we've screwed up and where we can come in and help you. And you'd be surprised that we're very similar in a lot of things. And doing that is going to make you feel so much better about your goal, your plan, and your future.
Yeah, I love that. And another thing, guys, is if you're calling a loan officer in our company, and it may be different with other companies, they may not use the same strategy that we do, but we do a soft credit pool initially. And what that means is you're not going to get dinged for a hard inquiry. Let's say you don't want to buy for 6 to 9 months, but you really want to figure out, hey, where's my credit? What kind of program should I be prepared to work on, whether it be saving some money or whether it be, finding out exactly how much down payment you need. It's not going to hurt your credit, and it's not going to cost you anything to talk with Amanda or myself on working on something that can potentially be a great investment for you long-term. So yeah, I love that. All right. So let's dig into a little bit granular. So we're talking about offers. So let's say you get somebody approved, you are working with an agent, they send an offer, you're in a multiple offer situation. So what kind of financing strategies can you help an agent's client win with?
Well, by being pre-approved, even going through to be determined type processes and making sure that we're ahead of the game. We can say, hey, we've already been through underwriting. We're ready to go. We just need you to find a property. That's one way. Another way is just being informative throughout the process and the agent understanding where we are. Hey, this is a solid buyer. This buyer, you can feel confident saying, knowing, telling your seller that they're ready to go. This is a solid offer. We're not going to have any issues. And that confidence alone sometimes will carry the weight of the offer.
Yeah. So for those who don't know what a TBD is, I think it's important to kind of have someone understand what that actually means and what the difference is between a pre-approval and a conditional approval. So maybe expand on that a little bit for our audience.
Yeah. So when we go in and we go to pre-qualification, if you will, that's just in a nutshell, that's saying, hey, we've gotten your application and we have you saying this is what you make each month and this is your credit score because we've looked at your soft pull and we've done all these things. And in general, you're pre-approved, you're pre-qualified. So pre-approved goes a little farther, and that gives us the time to say, okay, we've gone to underwriting, we've got you pre-approved. I mean, we're ready to go pending the property appraisal, stuff like that, based on that property. And then when I say get ahead of the game, the TBD means to be determined. So we can submit a file and actually mark it TBD is what they call it, and act like you're going to purchase this phantom property, but at the end of the day, it'll be done. We just insert the property when you're ready. We could get ahead of the game. I mean, in some cases, 7 to 10 days. That's a long time, and we're known and we're great for closing loans really quickly. So, I mean, we still have compliance like everybody else, but we can get it done fast. And that's almost the same as cash in a lot of situations. And that's golden in our world.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I call it a certified approval because listen, the only people that can actually give you a fully conditional approval is an underwriter, right? So if we can package the deal and send it to an underwriting team, there's never a question on what we're going to need to close it. So typically when we submit a file that's TBD, which just means that there's no address yet, but an underwriter has fully verified their income, verified their assets, looked at their credit, we're literally just waiting on an appraisal and inspection and we're ready to close. So not only do we do it quickly, but we'll never have an issue when it comes to the financing part. And I think, like you said, when we address that to the agents, it really makes us look good and it makes them look good. And our number one job is to make sure that the agent looks good and that the buyer closes on time, right?
Exactly. Because they're only going to remember the last one we did in most situations.
That's right. That's right. All right. So let's talk a little bit about loan programs. I know a lot of people know your general programs such as FHA, which is a government loan. You have your conventional loans, and then you have some government loans like USDA and you have VA. But are there other loan programs out there that maybe some buyers and agents are, overlooking?
Absolutely. And there's so many programs. And I mean, that's one thing about dealing with a local lender is that we have access and you can trust us to find the best program for you, whether it be conventional or non-QM, which is what we call like just off market type things.
other deals that don't fit the box.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe like a bank
So
statement or yeah.
right. And I think, Jason, you would agree that you and I are both known for being creative, touche on the word, right? But um, we're going to find a way to get you in that house that's the best possible way for you.
All right, so let's talk about some other loan programs that may be overlooked.
There's so many loan programs out there, and I think that dealing with a local professional, like us that have been doing this for so long, I mean, all we do every day is look at these programs and learn about them, and that's our job. So let us do that legwork for you and get in there and find the best program for you, whether it be, if you're self-employed, no income, DSCR, rental, investments. I mean, I could go on and on. We could have a whole nother podcast about this, but don't be scared. Self-employed borrowers, I know is a big thing that people, oh, I'm self-employed, I can't afford it. Well, we have bank statement, we have 1099, we have so many different ways to get you approved. Just like I said, again, we go back to the basics of just give us a call. Let's talk about that situation. And every situation can be customized in this market. I mean, we have access to all of it. Being a broker, being in a position that we're in, and been doing this for as long as we have, we're going to find it for you.
Yeah. I love that because, there's a lot of people that don't want to call a broker because they're like, hey, I didn't really file any income on my tax returns. I know I'm not going to be able to get approved, or I don't really have the down payment, but I don't want to look into anything because I just know I'm not going to get approved. Well, listen, we've gotten people approved with 0 tax returns, just using deposits in their bank statements. We've been able to approve someone based on the income of the property for investors instead of using your own income. I mean, there's, like you said, a variety of different products and programs that most people don't even know exist. And our job is to find that perfect fit so that they can get into a home. And they'd be really surprised, once they understand all the dynamics and differences that we can do in terms of finding different products. So yeah, I think that's really great.
Yeah. One of the biggest things that I know you've heard a million times and I hear all the time is I make all this money, but I don't prove it on paper. Like you can't tell on paper. Well, that's fine. We love that. We'll figure out a way to let you get into that house or help you get into that house in those situations. So like I said, self-employed people, hey, I feel you. We're in the same boat. So let's talk about it.
That's right. Okay. So listen, I know you've been in the business as long as I have, and we've run into situations, right? So let's just kind of maybe tell a personal story, maybe one of your borrowers, maybe on the verge of not being able to get a loan. Maybe it was falling apart. Can you give us an example of how you were able to take a specific situation and turn it into a closed loan that maybe another broker wasn't able to?
Fortunately for me, I've had a lot of those over the years. And I mean, a lot of them boil down to not dealing with someone local. They're dealing with a rocket. They're dealing with somebody that's large. And those companies are great and no shame to them, but they're not going to have the local experience. They're not going to have the market experience. They're not going to understand the Alabama home or whatever it may be. So there have been a few times that I've been able to come in and it was honestly something very simple that you and I deal with, but something that was a big deal for somebody that doesn't know our area or our market. And that happens a lot also with condos. We don't have a lot of condos where we are in Birmingham, but in the Panhandle and non-warrantable stuff like that, we've been able to step in because, again, with knowledge of the area and save the deal, kind of swoop in because we're able to say, no, that's not really how we work. Or yeah, we can close in 15 or 20 days, not 45 or 60 days like these guys are going to do. So, fortunately, I've had a lot of stories. The most recent one was a condo in Vestavia, and the particular broker wasn't able to, fill out the condo questionnaire right and just did not have the knowledge that we had. And we were able to go meet with them locally and got it nailed down and closed it in about 11 days. And it was a great experience for everybody. And, just the reward of those things remind us of what we do every day, because sometimes we get lost in, oh, this is what we're doing, but it's always nice to have, a win sometimes. And it helped this family it helped this family immensely. And, we're still friends to this day. So that was a fun time.
All right. So let's talk about something that I think is important because, you keep mentioning local broker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between, let's say I want to go to Regions Bank and get a loan versus going to like a mortgage broker like you. What's the biggest difference between walking into a retail shop versus walking into our office, for example?
Well, I mean, you're dealing with us too. There's amazing people, right? So no, I mean, we are able to control our rate. We're able to control our fees. We're able to, offer you the best. We're not in a box. So, and I've been with a bank. I love the banks. There's some great banks in our area, but they are in a box. And if you're outside of that box, or if you want to do something a little different or have something a little quirky, that's just not going to fit. And that's just reality. So, dealing with us, that we have access to so many programs and so much experience, is the biggest difference. And just, doing business with people, like, and trust is kind of goes back to the old school days of mortgaging, mortgage brokering, whatever you want to call it. So, to me, that's my biggest advantage, is being able to really be hands-on throughout the whole process. My underwriter, my processor, my closing team, everybody is at my disposal. They're on my Teams chat right here. So I'm able to get to them very quickly. And then there's not a delay. Like, you're not going to say, hey, let me find out in a day or so for you. No, we're going to find out as quickly as possible. We're going to find out in the next couple of hours, if not before. So, and I'm not saying that people can't offer that, but I know that that's a huge strength that we both have.
Yeah. And look, I mean, here's the deal. Like, there's a reason why over 80% of people buying homes go through an independent broker. A bank, hey, they may have some great products, but they're a bank. What's their main thing? They want to get depository accounts. They want to get credit cards. They want to get auto loans. They don't specialize in mortgages. All we do is mortgages. We are a lending institution, and we have access to 27 different banks. So not only do we have every product available, but we also shop who's got the best rates, who's got the best fees, and we can come back and bring it to them on a wholesale rate level rather than a retail rate level. So I think that's important for people to know.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I mean, a big point of that is that you're not just a number to us. I mean, you're number one when we're dealing with you and throughout that process, and you're our referral base, and you're how we keep doing what we do. So it's kind of like fans. I relate it to fans in sports or whatever a lot. We want to make you happy, and we're going to do everything we can to do that. You're not just a number to us. So it's very important. We're at the bank, okay, or a Rocket Mortgage, you know what? I'm sorry that didn't work out. Let's, maybe the next one. No, we want it. We're going to make sure it works out, because we want to get the next one, and we want to get the next one and your grandchildren. So hopefully we'll still be around for all that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, well, let's shift a little bit, because I want to ask you about partnering with real estate agents. So I know real estate agents are super important to us, because, they're the fuel that kind of fuels our business. And we want to make sure that they continue to close loans, and they need someone that they can trust on a local level. So, like, what's one way agents can close more deals by partnering with a local lender like Amanda Blalock?
Well, I mean, with our CRM now and all this technology we have, I think that we're just an added bonus, if you will, to agents, because we're going to co-brand everything that goes out. Hey, your appraisal's in. Every communication that we have, we try to include you in that after closing, stuff that we'll say, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. We're going to help you remember your customers. We're going to give you that competitive advantage that no one else is going to give you, especially not a bank, because we want to make sure that you're taken care of and you look the best. That agent is the best in this situation, and us as a team is even better. So that's, that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, because listen, the most important thing that an agent cares about is the communication between the mortgage broker, the borrower, the listing agent, the buyer's agent, the title company, right? Everybody needs to know what's going on in every file. And let's face it, when you're a high level producer like yourself, it's kind of hard to be on that call every single day, 5 days a week. We have to rely on some automations, and the CRM that we have is absolutely crucial, because once a deal goes into processing, what happens? Everybody gets an alert. Hey, your file has been processed. Your file is now approved in underwriting. Hey, your file's clear to close. Hey, we just got the title back, right? So we automate those things and those processes. So an agent not only just gets an email, but we also have a text that goes out and tells everyone where we are, when we're closing, how we're doing, and things like that. So I think that's really, really important for an agent to know. And then on the local side, like you said, reputation is so important. if you're not, like, let's say an offer goes out and you've got, somebody, if you're an agent, let's say Amanda, and you get 3 offers on a home, right? One of them is from Jason Maxim in Hoover, and they just made an offer in Hoover. Another one's Rocket Mortgage in Phoenix, Arizona. Agents are now kind of wising up to the fact that they know that, hey, this guy may be good, but I don't know anything about him. I don't know who he's worked with in the area. I don't know anything that they know. And so if they drop the ball, do they really care about their reputation? Probably not, because they're doing 50 states nationwide. They have a name and number in front of them. And if it doesn't work out, hey, no skin off their teeth. They're just going to keep calling. They're just smiling and dialing. We're not order takers. We're creative in terms of how we put the deal together, making sure that everything is going great. And I'm rambling on, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly. And I'm so excited about our CRM. I think that, we've had it for a while. Other people have it, and I get that, but the technology that's behind what we're doing and our company and, our tech person behind all this, if you will. I'm not going to give him too much credit right now, but he's really good. And the stuff that's going out is useful information. It's things that can make the agent's day go by a lot faster without having to go, oh, let me stop and call Amanda or Jason and see what's going on. Well, we're going to tell you what's going on through the process. And I'm super excited about it and love it and can't wait for everyone to hear, to experience it with us.
Absolutely. Well, Amanda, I think that's everything. I think we've touched on a lot, and I think it's helped our audience quite a bit. So guys, if you've got value out of this, give us a like, give us a follow. We look forward to hearing from you soon, and take care, y'all.
Today's episode of Beyond the Guidelines comes to a close, but the story doesn't end here. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next one. And if you'd like to share your own story on the show, check out the link in the description to connect with us. Until next time, keep rewriting the rules and remember to go beyond the guidelines.